Wounds in cats. What is a wound? A wound is often called a cut, and this can be a break in the internal or external body tissue. Most types of wounds are minor and can be treated at home. Types of wounds. There are many types of wounds, however we will look at abrasions, lacerations, punctures, and avulsions. So, abrasion. This type of wound occurs when the skin is rubbed or scraped against a hard surface. There is usually minimal bleeding, however, the wound would need to be cleaned in order to avoid infection. You have laceration. Lacerations are deep cuts or tears of the skin. With laceration, the bleeding can be excessive and rapid. You have puncture. A puncture wound is a small hole within the skin that often goes deep within the skin. Puncture wounds may not bleed much, however, can be damaging to internal organs. The vet should be visited to clean this wound. Avulsion. Avulsion is a partial or complete tearing away from the skin and the tissue beneath. Avulsions usually occur with a big accident and often bleed heavily and rapidly. Signs and symptoms. Signs and symptoms of wounds can often be seen as bleeding, swelling or missing hair, cuts, scrapes or torn skin, limping, tenderness and pain, and if the wound is not fresh, then it can show signs of discharge, abscesses, and the cat can show signs of fever. There are many ways in which a wound can happen. This can be by bumping, hitting a hard or sharp object, avoiding cars, fighting, or attacks from other animals. First aid treatment. Remember to do first and secondary survey. This can be found in the first video of the series. So, you apply direct pressure onto the wound with a sterile gauze or clean cloth. Once the bleeding has stopped, then tape the gauze in place. Do not remove the gauze as this can remove the clot that has formed and the bleeding can restart. You then check for other wounds over the body. If there is no bleeding, clean the wound with antiseptic solution or clean water with a gauze or cloth. Do not use hydrogen peroxide or alcohol on the wound as it can damage the tissue. If the wound is a laceration or puncture wound, clean around the wound. And finally, call and book an appointment to take your cat to the vet. Veterinary treatment. The vet will examine the cat and evaluate all the wounds. The cat will also be evaluated to see if there are any other problems that are indicated. The cat will need to be shaved around the area to see how it has been affected. Treatment by a vet can differ for the different types of wounds. Small scrapes or cuts will require nothing more than cleaning, maybe skin glue to hold the wound together. Longer or deeper cuts require careful cleaning to remove any debris, and if the wound is less than 12 hours and shows no signs of contamination, then can be sutured closed. Puncture wounds will often have extensive damage under the skin that is not visible in the initial exam. After removing all possible materials, the wound must be carefully cleaned with antiseptic solution. If the wound has damage deep within the tissue, it may have to be surgically cut out to treat. Wounds that are over 12 hours old and show signs of infection, abscesses, missing large amounts of hair, will be covered with bandages until the wound is healed or the skin is healthy enough to suture together. Recovery. Your veterinary surgeon may give you some medication for the cat if they are in pain or for infection if they need when you take them home. When taking the cat home, good home nursing can help with the healing process. This can be by not letting your cat chew, lick, or scratch the area of the wound, suture, or bandage. This may require a Elizabethan collar. Make sure to keep the bandages clean and change as instructed by the veterinarian. If bandages change colour or a smell develops, chafing, or gets wet, contact your vet for evaluation. And then by ensuring all medication that is prescribed is given as instruction, and all is used even if the cat has showed signs of improvement. And that's the end of the video. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed. And as always, all information used on this website can be found on this page.